Hi, how's everyone? Thanks for coming back. If you're new, hello and welcome. I'm glad you found me. We're doing the general collective read today. These are timeless, but we are going to do some of the astrology because we have some heavy hitters all at 1 degree in new signs. In tropical, we have Uranus at 1 degree, Gemini retrograde. This is the innovator, Uranus the innovator, in the sign of communication and intellect. We have Neptune 1 degree in Aries retrograde. This is the empathic idealist in the sign of the identity and ambition. We've got Pluto, the transformer, 1 degree in Aquarius retrograde, and he's conjunct with the moon at 1 degree Aquarius. So we've got the transformer and the heart in the sign of the humanitarian, people in large groups, community, innovation, and revolution. In sidereal, we have Chiron, 1 degree Aries in retrograde. That is the wounded healer. There's a wounding here in Aries. And in sidereal, that Chiron is conjunct with Neptune in tropical at 1 degree. So again, we're talking about really deep, painful soul work here. There's a lot of self-forgiveness that has to happen. Because Aries is, the spark of the identity. This is the vitality, ambition, drive, and personal power. Okay, but Chiron, the wounded healer, he is in Aries, and that gives us a deficiency in our self worth and act self promotion, how do you put it? Self starter. You know what I mean? That I can't remember the word. When I start channeling, sometimes I forget words. So all the heavy hitters, all the slow moving outer planets, the generational planets, the ones that take 10, 15, 28, 9 years to go through the zodiac, they're all in retrograde right now, except Jupiter. Saturn is retrograde in Pisces, in tropical, and sidereal. That's interesting because Saturn is the taskmaster, and he is the dealer of karma. And he's the one where if you stayed on task and learned your lessons, you're going to reap some great rewards. But if you strayed, or if you weren't dedicated, if you gave up, or if you just were being stubborn about not wanting to learn the lesson, he deals some pretty um, harsh karma. The thing is that we always see the consequences as punishment, but it's our own doing. Saturn does represent the devil in tarot, and he represents karmic lessons, things that keep us bound, things that keep us in obligation, things that keep us in chains and burdened, because those karmic lessons are what we need to learn in order to take the chains off. And he right now is a retrograde in Pisces, the deep sign of empathic idealism. So we're doing some very hard inner work on how we connect with spirit, the divine, within ourselves, outside of ourselves, and to each other. um, Now, some of the other astrologers and tarot readers are talking about Juno. She has entered Sagittarius. And if you want to look back at the Virgo reading, I think we did Virgo and its asteroids. And Juno is one of the asteroids that I give to Virgo because it's in the inner asteroid belt. There's 4 big ones. There's Ceres. She's like Demeter. She is growing things and abundance. And then there's Pallas Athena. She's where wisdom and dedication is. And then there's Juno and Vesta. And Vesta, again, is a very Virgo asteroid because she is the embodiment of sacred service. And then Juno. Juno is the other big asteroid. So Juno is entering Sagittarius in tropical astrology. She's about 1 degree. But in sidereal, she's only 5 degrees in Scorpio. So she's still kind of, her energy is still in Scorpio, but in tropical, it's moved ahead. Remember, they're off by 1 sign. So in Greek mythology, Juno is Hera, the heavenly wifey to Zeus, Jupiter, he rules Sagittarius. So there she is entering Sagittarius in tropical. The sign of her husband's home. Okay? She used to be a militant goddess of war, a protector of the state, and a counselor. But when the Greek married the Roman mythology together, the most formidable of the goddesses was married off to the head god Jupiter, or Zeus, and became a goddess of commitment, marriage, and by extension, contracts, pledges, and duty. A demotion, if you ask me. I mean, now she's relegated to taking vengeance against the unfortunate women that her husband philanders with, but never holding him to account. An insult to the goddess of duty and protection to always be disrespected by his infidelity. Ugh. So with Juno in Scorpio, I actually like this very powerful energy because as the goddess of militant righteousness, she went through Scorpio the transformation. Okay, so there was a death of that. But now in tropical, she's going into Sagittarius, which is the home of her husband, and he's not home. Where the hell is Jupiter right now? I didn't even look that up. Wherever he is, he's probably causing trouble. And she's there looking for him because, it's the whole feminine aspect trying to keep the masculine on task. And he's forever trying to dodge that shit, right? So now the goddess of, righteous, militant, counsel and wisdom and ferocity, she's relegated to just trying to find her trifling ass man. Not having it, not liking it. So we'll see if this plays out in the tarot for the general collective read. Now, I've pre-shuffled, and on the top of the deck, we've got the Ace of Swords and the World, okay? Something about an ending. What did I say about Saturn? Talking about our karmic rewards. Well, when the world happens, when the world comes out, this is a triumph and a reward for the cycle that you just completed. Okay, so there's an Ace of Swords on top of that. And that success is ensured and being empowered by a higher wisdom. On the bottom of the deck, we have Temperance. This is talking about balancing intellect and emotion. Okay, what is needed here to restore harmony, and where are you out of balance? Underneath that, we do have a Five of Swords. This is a victory, but it brings a burden. Okay, the burden of responsibility. So actually, you win, but you're left with the burden of the Three of Swords, which is heartbreak. So who actually wins in this situation? Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and shuffle. Just to break up the energy a little bit. I did pre-shuffle. Sorry to do it again on camera because I know it's going to be loud and I apologize. But they want me to reshuffle, so we're going to reshuffle. Okay? There we go. Okay. Now you get to see the crazy way I shuffle. But the Hangman showing and the King of Pentacles. I do love the King of Pentacles, as stubborn as he is. It's a good energy. So we're getting 1 card for the current energy and 3 clarifiers. Let's see. And then we'll look at the bottoms. Okay. Can we get 1 card, please, for the current energy and the collective? Thank you. What did I say? The Devil. Yep. This is servitude. Oh, I can't read these. Let me see. Obligation and burden. Bondage, loss of freedom, and toil. So something is hindered. So, okay. This was a choice at first. All right. This was a choice at first because we've got the lovers here. The lovers are now enchained to their choice. In chains? Shackled? Chained to their choice, which they entered into initially with good intentions, okay? But when you go from the lovers, which is number 6, to the devil, which here is 15, there's a lot of life in between. And sometimes that connection that we chose becomes burdensome, but it's because we need to learn a karmic lesson from this so that we can be released. Okay, this is Capricorn energy. It's hard work. It's karma. It's dedication. um the thing is with the devil, the symbolism of the devil, it comes from Saturn as the reaper. Okay, you know, he walks through with the cloak and he's like the skeleton in the cloak with the scythe. And he comes through at the end of the harvest and he cuts down what's dead, right? He then releases that to Hades, which is Pluto, who rules Scorpio. He is the king of the underworld. And when we release it, it goes to the underworld and is judged, it's released, it's purified, it's cleansed, it's dealt with, it's put to rest, right? But as the Reaper, he seems very devilish because he tests us, and the testing is harsh because how do I say this? It's designed for each of us to test us in different ways, okay? So he's the adversary, but he's not a demon. It's in order for us to um, reap the best rewards, we have to go through the harshest lessons, and he's the one that's guiding it. Okay, so we've got 2 that fell out together. Okay, we got Temperance again, this time on the backside. We've got the 9 of Cups on the backside, and we've got the 8 of Pentacles on the backside. All right, look at that 2 of Cups is there again. What happened here? Why is it upside down? I don't have any reversals in this deck because we've got front and back, but the 2 of Cups showed up in the reverse. So this is sorry about the stuttering. We will address it in due time. Okay, let me cover that up because then I'll get distracted. So let's deal with this karmic lesson here, okay? Like I said, this is an obligation that has turned toxic. And what do we have here with Temperance in the reverse? It's don't surrender your ego to a false higher cause, okay? Then we have the 9 of Cups in the reverse. And this is bringing, let's see. Oh, the universe is bringing emotional abundance, so wish big. And then you've got the 8 of Pentacles in the reverse. It says pass down your expertise and teach, mentor, and legacy. Teaching, mentor, and legacy. Interesting. So what I'm feeling here, I feel a lot of Capricorn energy here. Earth sign energy. We do have the 9 of Cups. And Temperance is Sagittarius. Oh, hang on. I'm hearing different things. I apologize for being quiet for a second. There's some in the collective who are learning a lesson about allegiance and loyalty. Okay? And I feel like they're in a situation where they want to be true to their heart, and that is what they want to pass down to their children. That's what they're working really hard for. That's what you're working really hard for. You're working hard to release yourself from whatever toxicity has kept you bound to, these misconceptions about what love is supposed to be. Okay? So now you're in this energy of temperance. What do I need to rebalance this? Where can I bring harmony back to myself? And I got that briefly when I was thinking about Juno in Scorpio, talking about where does your allegiance lie? And at some point, you have to come back to yourself. Okay? Um, so this temperance in the reverse is talking about not falling in with a false higher cause. So a lot of people might feel like this devil energy. Think of it as a toxic relationship, any kind of relationship. It can be a toxic work environment. It can be toxic family. It can be toxic addictions or burdens that we put on ourselves. At some point, we took that up because it was a responsibility. That's that Capricorn energy, dedication and responsibility, sometimes to their detriment. Okay? So, this temperance in reverse is telling you do not surrender your ego to a false higher cause, because in this Nine of Cups, the universe wants to bring in every emotional abundance that you were wishing for. But it's like there's a blockage here, okay? But the feeling I get from this Eight of Pentacles is that you will be a better role model for people coming up after you. Maybe this is somehow you'll become like a counselor or a mentor in some way about coming back to yourself, regaining your own power from a toxic karmic situation. And that is what you will pass down. If it's personal, there may be children involved here that watch you go through these karmic cycles and suffer. And they along with you. You're never separate from your children from what you're going through, okay? You're going through it together because they are part of you. They are in your life. They observe you and learn from you. So when you keep yourself in that toxic situation, they learn that that is an acceptable way to be in a relationship. But there's somebody here who's coming back to themselves, coming back to their ego, and realizing that if they have to cut themselves free from this karmic cycle. The only way to do that is that Neptune and the Chiron in Aries and Neptune in Pisces kind of energy, that deep, difficult soul work. Okay. And you have an observer. In this card, he's sitting here working. He's sitting here working, and next to him is a child watching him. So a lot of times, sometimes the work we have to do, physical or emotional, separates us emotionally or physically from the children in our life or from the people that we would like to leave good things behind for. Okay. But this person, because this person is like very, very concentrating on their work. You know what? I'm totally seen when I was a little kid and my dad was out back working on his motorcycles, and I would come out and just want to chit chat with him and, hey, what are you doing? And what does that tool do? And why does it make that noise? And then, your dad's like, here, hold the light, hold the flashlight thing. All of that is happening. So you do have somebody watching you go through this, needing you to come through it strong because they're learning from you. And what kind of legacy are you going to leave them if you can't tame your own demons? You can't tame that your own devil. And that is one of the basic jobs that we're here to do, is to get through that. Okay? Because there's been a denial here, a denial of what the heart truly needs, okay? And again, very Capricorn energy. We've got Capricorn here with the devil and with the Eight of Pentacles. Or is that Virgo? Nope, that's Capricorn. So that's very, Capricorns are very great at self-denial because we figure, I say we because of Capricorn rising, we figure I can endure anything if at the end there's something positive to get back. Okay? So it's the idea of I'm not investing that investment. That's Capricorn energy, investment. I can't invest in something that is going to be not give me anything in return. Okay? And that is a really hard decision for Capricorns because when you dedicate so much to something, you get stubborn about this is going to fucking work because I put my whole life into this. So it's got to fucking work. But then you get sidetracked about learning the lesson and releasing chains in order for you to have real emotional fulfillment with that Nine of Cups. And it's here. The Nine of Cups has been parading through these readings for about a week or two. And it's reminding you that you are ready to accept that 10th cup. And the 10th cup is your person. Okay? Right now, the Nine of Cups represents having all your ducks in a row. Okay, all your cups are lined up. They're all ready to be filled. And you're just standing there waiting. Like, it's like a momentary pause also of recognition, self-recognition. Like, yeah, I fucking did it. Here I am. All my cups are in a row. I left behind that devil energy. I rebalanced and reharmonized my goals. And I put in the personal work. And here I am, ready for that Nine of Cups to be filled. And it's about to be. So the key with this card in this deck is to wish big because the universe wants to bring you that reward that you toiled for in the devil energy. Okay, so let's look at the bottoms here. Again, that Two of Cups coming in the reverse. It feels like somebody is blocking it a little bit. But we do have the Three of Pentacles, which is recognition for hard work, okay? And an ally coming in also. And then we've got the Page of Pentacles on the backside. This is the desire for fortune, but to find it, not to build it. A desire for an easy life. You know what? I fucking get that. I get it. I get because at some point you look at things and you're like, it can't always be this fucking hard. Sorry, I swear. But yeah, we've all been through relationships where you stop and you think at some point, shouldn't something come easy? Right? Shouldn't something come easy? Something about this love, something about interacting with this person, something about just being in this situation. Shouldn't something come easy? Because when there's ease, it feels like you're on the right path, right? And coming out of this Eight of Pentacles with the devil energy, that hardcore Capricorn energy, there's that feeling here of, I want something to be a little easier. I don't want it always to be a battle. I don't want it always to be such grind and hard work. I want some kind of freedom and joy here with that Page of Pentacles in the reverse. Again, that's the feeling of how does it say it? A desire for fortune, but to find it, not to build it. But you built it. Now you just want to enjoy it. Right? So with this Nine of Cups, you've got the Three of Pentacles. And it's mentorship. Again, with the mentoring, the mentorship, apprenticeship, cooperation, an ally in your work, and your gifts are useful and seen. That's the thing about the Three of Pentacles To me, it resonates is being seen. The Two of Pentacles also, because in this deck, they're juggling work-life balance, and on the back of the card, they have two people watching them. So it's like their efforts are being recognized. Okay, here in the Three of Pentacles, it elevates a little bit from recognition. I recognize your hard work. I see you. You're balancing great. That's a good energy to come out of the Temperance, balancing harmony and everything. And the Two of Pentacles is like, I see you. But the Three is like, let me help. Let me help. Because my goals are aligned with your goals. So that's that Two of Cups. But this is in the reverse, and I hate this. I don't know if I should take it like this or not. But this is, you can trust this choice. Signs point to good love. And here it is in the reverse. And again, you guys, I really feel like this is fear. Fear that it's not going to work, right? Fear that you're going to get it wrong again. Fear that the next one is going to be false somehow. Okay? Or that the offer is not good. But it is, because that Three of Pentacles, somebody's like, I see you. I recognize what you're doing. I admire what you're doing. I admire you, you know. Let me walk with you. Let me work with you. This could be beneficial for the both of you. But I'm kind of I'm hoping it's just not monetary. You know what I mean? There's a lot of pentacles here, which is money and assets and stuff. So there may be something here where this Two of Cups didn't work out, and there was maybe a financial drain. Because you're going from the 8 to the 3 to the Page. And the Page is like, well, fuck. You know, I'm back down to one pentacle here. Can something please come easy? Right? Wanting to find a little bit of fortune instead of having to grind for it. And again, like I said, I fucking get that. I can see both sides. I see the point of that. Something's got to come easy, right? This is the feeling of being stuck a little bit. Like at the whim of the wheel. You know, just hoping that a little bit of luck comes around your way. So they're showing me another way to see this. So this could be for others in the collective. Whatever you're building, whatever you're sharing with this young person here, the legacy you want to leave behind. And yes, it's pentacles. So a lot of people talk about the money, inheritance and stuff like that. But pentacles is anything you put effort into. And right now, it seems like you're putting effort into beating some kind of karmic lesson here. And you're honing skills that somebody else is observing and they'll be able to use. That's that kid that's standing there like, what are you making? What are you doing? Can you show me how to do that? It's that kind of energy. And from that, they become this page. You send them forth with one of your pentacles out into the world to make something of their selves. And I feel like what you're passing on to them is going to make things easier for them in the future because of what they learned from you. It's a gift. Okay? And from this, you're getting this great reward of the Nine of Cups with the Three of Pentacles. Your heart is ready for a love. And somebody comes in going, I saw that hard work that you're doing. I see what you're building. I see that you're glowing. I'm loving it. And I want to support this. Can you work with me? Can we work together? So then I'm going to put this Two of Cups in the upright. We addressed the reversal. That it says you can trust this choice. Signs point to a good love. But again, let's address. See, the Temperance card has the Two Cups, a gold one and a silver one. And pouring it back and forth, this is the alchemist trying to find balance, right? And then here we've got that Two Cups with the lovers here. It's a choice. You got to choose it. Somebody is not going to choose this because they don't feel ready. That's some in the collective. We're going to address the reversal here. And some in the collective are not going to choose it because some are not ready yet. And we did kind of touch on that in the last reading. Somebody's fearful of not being ready yet. But the universe is like, here. You asked for it. You worked for it. You wished for it. Fairy Godmother came through a couple readings ago. Like, here, this is what you asked for. In 2 different decks, the Fairy Godmother came through. And the person, somebody's just not ready yet. So that's for some. For others, you are going to get this Two of Cups harmony back in something new. All right? I don't see anything bringing anything around from the past. This may be new. And I also heard this may be a renewal to yourself. Okay? You also can choose you. And that's where a lot of this hard work is coming in. You got to return to yourself before you can give yourself to anybody else. Okay? That's what I'm getting for that. So let's get an Ancestor Oracle message, and then we'll get some last minute clarifiers. Please give us an Oracle message for the collective dealing with this devil energy in trying to return to themselves and what they really want out of love, out of their situation, and what they leave behind. We got the Peacekeeper. Let go of the need to be right, but I don't like how it fell out. It just kind of, meh. So let me try another one. Who's this? Let's try one more. I don't like how that came out. I'll read it, but I do want one more. One. Just one. Okay. We got Warrior again. I am the warrior. Yes, I am the warrior. And heart to heart you win if you survive. Alright? Heart to heart you win if you survive. So let's do Peacekeeper first. Can you see those okay? Yeah. Peacekeeper came out early, not earlier, like maybe 2 readings ago. This is Hierophant energy, Taurus energy. This is, okay, with the Hierophant being the Pope, the White Buffalo Woman came in and brought laws, like spiritual laws from the Great Spirit. Kind of like a Jesus figure where he brought the covenant from God the Father on how to live your life. This is the same idea as White Buffalo Woman. She came from the Great Spirit and brought not dogma, but like instructions on how to do how to live spiritually. Well, sorry about the stuttering. I stutter like crazy. Oh my goodness. So the Peacekeeper here. LMNOP. Let go of the need to be right. She says, choose peace and happiness over the need to be right, Capricorn. I'm singling you out, Capricorn. You didn't need to be right all the time. Choose peace. That goes along with the Strength card. We didn't get it this time, but the Strength card talks about balancing power and peace, and that's when your strength will come through. So choose peace and happiness over the need to be right. Okay, rather than trying to prove your point, save your energy for what's important. That goes along with the Eight of Pentacles. Okay, what are you working for? What are you trying so hard to create, and is it going to be there for the future? Okay. This says you may be feeling on edge due to a stressful situation. There is a warrior within you that wants to rise up and prove your point and get the truth across. I read that and I'm like, did I pick the wrong one? Because we got the warrior here too. And this card is talking about the warrior inside you to prove your point and get the truth across. But you're being reminded by ancestor wisdom that truth will always be revealed in the end. It's more important at this time to avoid arguments or heated discussions where you know you're fighting a losing battle. Pick your battles, okay? You pick your battles, you choose what you want to fight for, and you choose what you want to put down, and don't let anybody make you feel guilty about what you want to put down, okay? There's much more power in choosing to move forward from a higher perspective. This will allow you to connect deeply to the guidance within and the intuition that will lead you towards the healing of the whole situation, along with any wounds that it may have inflicted on you. That's the Aries energy, Chiron and Aries, that wounding in our self-worth, self-esteem, self starting, even our vitality and our health. Aries rules the blood and health and vitality. So there could be something here that's draining the energy of your health. Okay? Choose peace and know it is calling you. All right? So we've got one telling us to choose peace and then one telling us to honor the inner warrior. So let's see what the warrior card has to say. It says, be fearless and stand strong. It says, don't back down, make your opinions heard, and don't settle for second best. So there's conflicting energy here, right? There's one side telling us to be peaceful and not fight those other battles, and this one saying, get your Doc Martens on and let's start shit kicking. If you're experiencing fear at this time, know that this means whatever is going on is important to you. But whenever you feel fear, you're on the verge of something big, perhaps a massive breakthrough that is going to really help you move forward. If you have a situation in your hands where you have to face someone or something that's been unsettling you, know that you are being guided to call upon your inner warrior. Don't falter, don't be frightened, because you have the energy to protect yourself now and at all times, okay? It's interesting. I heard fight for peace, right? Fight for peace. And I heard it's mostly within yourself. Fight for your peace, okay? Fight for your peace. Not just peacefulness, but like a piece of something. And what the cards are saying here is fight for your piece of the happiness that you have tried to build. It's not just here to be passed on down. It's here for you to enjoy also, because that Nine of Cups says you are ready to accept the next step, which is your person. Maybe that's why that Two of Cups came in upside down, because somebody's fighting against it. So it's here. It was balanced, the Temperance figured it out and balanced it out, and the offer came in and it just went nowhere because somebody feels like they're not ready. But you are. The devil energy is keeping you in your own way. Okay, it's keeping you bound to things that you're supposed to let go. All right, and with the Hierophant coming through with White Buffalo Woman here, a lot of times, especially with this Capricorn energy that I'm feeling, it's dedication to a system Okay, it's dedication to a way of doing things. And the Hierophant keeps us stuck in the dogma, even when the dogma isn't working anymore. Okay, um, that's where that's where we fall into. It's just trying to keep functioning in a system or in a set of parameters that is outdated, that keeps elevating one person over another, that's unequal, but it's done this way because it's always been done this way. That's the trap of that Hierophant energy. It's done this way because it's always been done this way, and it's always been done this way because this is the way that works. And a lot of times with this Eight of Pentacles, if it doesn't work, we feel like it's a failing on ourselves and not on the structure that we had to function in. Okay, so let's get some last minute intuition cards here. Let's see, did I shuffle these? I'm shuffling again. Rainbow tried to peek. There's the rainbow. The worst is over. I'll keep it because she peeked and then she came out. Let's see what else. The worst is over. Okay, that's bamboo growth. Is that bamboo? Nope, it's Chiron. There's Chiron, the wounded healer, a teacher. But he, as Chiron was a centaur, but he wasn't one of the race of centaurs. He was cursed. He was born like that, right? But he looked like them, but he wasn't one of them. So Chiron ended up being very educated, highly educated, and very, he was like a philosopher and a doctor, and all the stuff that was important back then. Anyways, he endured a series, I believe, of 3 major woundings in his life. So he represents where we make sacrifices in order to heal others because we need to be healed within ourselves. And right now Chiron is in Aries. So there's some kind of work here about helping others heal their self-worth because ours was damaged. And maybe that's where you're not ready yet. You're still doing a lot of that work because there's somebody depending on you to get through that so they can learn their self-worth. That's where that Page of Pentacles comes in after the 8. So we've got 444 here. Connection to spirit is strong right now, so pay attention to your intuition. You have nothing to fear. Okay, but I get it because that devil energy is very intimidating, and that's where our fears are coming from. Okay, we've got tree. As above, so below. So ground and reconnect with the earth and reach down so you can reach higher. What else do we have here for the collective? Don't fall, don't fall. Spirit is listening. Yeah. Connection to spirit is strong right now. Oh, we are moving into spooky season. So the veil is thinning. You've got free yourself. Time to take back your life. That goes along with that devil energy. The chains on the lovers are not untight. They're just draped over their neck or shoulders because they chose to put them there. So whenever you're ready, the lovers represents a choice. So whenever you're ready, you can choose to release yourself from this karmic energy. On the back of this card is really cool because look at behind the devil, the lovers are gone. So it's like as soon as the devil turns his back, book it, you know? So you're not quite there yet, but the opportunity is there whenever you're ready. Just release those chains. Let's see, can we get a couple more, please? Couple more, please, for the collective. 1111. Energy gateway. You are connected. A chance will be presented to change. There's soul connection coming in, a twin flame, or a soul mate. See that 2 of Cups? It was reversed, then it wasn't. It's like decide so we can give it to you. That's what there's 222. Keep the faith. Got a lot of good angel numbers here. Timely and auspicious opportunities are coming. Stand strong in your personal truths. But then here you've got the indecision card. Okay, you got fortune cookie, useful advice, and small luck. That's that Page of Pentacles wanting to find some little luck, and it's coming. Useful advice or encouragement. I like that. We all need that. Because there was a lack of people in this except page. What did I say about bamboo? I felt it coming. Resilience and strength, flexibility and longevity. See, that's the key. Good luck, okay, for fortune cookie, prosperity and enlightenment. The key, oh, sorry, I keep hitting this thing. The key to longevity is flexibility, all right? I mean, that might be for somebody, you know, contemplating yoga, getting a little stiff in her old age, right? Hips locking up, knees creaking, right? Back and neck screaming at us. Okay, longevity. The key to longevity is flexibility. So, yeah, yoga, stretching, tai chi, anything. Keep the body moving, keep the blood flowing. Remember, we do have Chiron in Aries, which is a deficiency in that vitality. So, put some energy back. That earth energy is here with the tree and all that Capricorn energy, and definitely put back into yourself what you're investing in other things. All right, you gotta. So that's what I have for you guys. My details are in the description. I am available for personal readings and birth chart inquiries. My email, Venmo, and Cash App are down below. Please leave a like. Please leave a comment. Share my video or subscribe. It helps my channel to grow. What do we got tomorrow? I think we're going to do a sign tomorrow. I think we're on Taurus or Gemini. I have to look at the schedule. But that's what I have. So until I see you again in the next reading, thanks for sticking with me. Okay, thanks. Bye.